Well, if you're going to take the time to create an outdoor space that is functional, it's pretty, something for you to enjoy, and includes water-wise plants, why not think about planting plants that will attract the wild side? Yeah, and I didn't bring the wild side with me. They just showed up this morning. No, I'm just kidding. I want you to meet, this is Victoria Castor. She's a water conservation specialist with the city of Glendale, and joining her is Bart Worthington, who's the former, we should say, right, past president of the Arizona Nursery Association. Ooh, that'd be one of my favorite associations, by the way. So let's talk about attracting wildlife, and how do we go about that, and why is that so important, Victoria?
Sure. Well, wildlife are super important because we've got the pollinators are in that mix as well, and we love pollinators, and they're vital for the environment. So we've created this awesome guide, which is Welcome Wildlife to Your Garden, which takes you through step by step the process to really bring a haven to your yard for these pollinators and for our native wildlife.
Okay, let's talk about the pollinators. What do you mean by that? What's a pollinator?
Sure, we've got the birds, actually are pollinators, hummingbirds, butterflies, and also, of course, the honeybees and the bees in general. We love bees.
So anything that flies?
Yes, anything that eats from the flowers, like it's the nectar, they're going to transfer that pollen from plant to plant.
Okay, a lot of people like that just because simply they want to enjoy it, but it's also very important.
Yes. Definitely. So we need those pollinators so that we have not only the beautiful flowers, but also the fruit. And so it allows for our environment to be more diverse.
All right, so how do we find these pollinator-friendly plants, Bart? Because you know what, a lot of times we'll see something in bloom and maybe at our neighbor's house we'll think, ooh, that's gorgeous, so I want that. How do we make sure we can find the perfect plant?
Well, there's lots of nurseries in the state of Arizona, and the Arizona Nursery Association has a wonderful website, plantsomething.org. If you go to plant-something.org,
I like that.
You can look up and find nurseries that are in your area based on your zip code, and they will give you all the help you need in finding that pollinator plant for your yard.
Now, I know you have some examples here, but I want to show you some on the screen at home, because pollinator plants, they can also be very beautiful, especially here for our desert weather.
Well, they usually are, because they have flowers, and that's what's attracting the bees or the hummingbirds. They're all in bloom, like you see right here, right now.
Right, right. Is there a way, but here's the important part too, is that, you know, because we're all talking about conserving water, this is the important part of why we live here in Arizona, so you can have pollinator plants, pretty plants, and still be water friendly.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
What's your best tip when you're trying to find a plant that you've seen out there? Maybe, look, there's a bug right there. He just flew up and he's like, oh look, dinner. How do we find one that maybe we've seen something we like and we go to the nursery, we just don't know what we're looking for?
Well, in the old days we would have said, take a clipping, you know, take a cutting, but now everybody's got smartphones, so go and take a picture of it and bring it into your nursery. But it's always nice to see, you know, you can go off and just break a leaf off, and if you brought a leaf in like this, they'd be able to identify that that's a Chalopsis or a desert willow.
They would know.
Yep.
Okay, all right. I want to talk about Arbor Day too, because that's coming up. And what is exactly Arbor Day, and why do we care?
Arbor Day is a day that allows everybody in the nation to recognize the usefulness of trees and what trees do for our environment. So the last Friday of April, which will be in a couple days, is the National Arbor Day. In Arizona, we represent that day as well. And it's a chance for us to all gather together and realize the benefits, both from health standpoint, from beauty standpoint, from increasing the value of our homes. There's so many things that trees do for us in our lives.
Absolutely. Well, you know what, there is so much to learn, and I know you've seen a lot of the pamphlets and everything out here on the table. You can get all of these free. All you have to do is visit the Water Use It Wisely website or the City of Glendale website to find the wildlife garden. But guess what? Here is your chance. You can enter to win. It's the Drab to Fab Backyard Rehab 2. Visit wateruseitwisely.com to sign up for their newsletter, and at the site you'll find planting tips, how-to videos, all of the information that we just talked to you about. But in order for you to find out how you could possibly enter to win a $9,000 Drab to Fab makeover, here's what you got to do. Enter the contest right now. One lucky homeowner could walk away with a package to transform your landscape into a gorgeous water-wise xeriscape valued at $9,000. abc15.com/water to enter, and good luck. You have until May 31st to register.